How are you doing? This is Marlene Motivates, and I am your life coach. Today, we're going to be talking about worry, and I believe everybody has things that they worry about. But today, we're going to be talking about what are the things that are necessary that we should worry about, and what are the things that we shouldn't worry about, okay? So, first, I want to say that, worrying is a normal thing for all of us. We all worry about things, but worrying is good when it comes in, when we break it down into bite size, small doses, because when we about important things in our life, it can motivate us to make plans and to prepare. But the bad part about worry is that if we over worry, then it becomes very unhealthy. It comes detrimental to our mental and our physical health. But we have to understand, hey Shay, how are you doing? Welcome. And one thing is that most of us, we're going to worry about things, but the problem is when we overwhelm ourselves by giving too much in ourselves, and not giving room and space for God. That is the balance part that a lot of people forget about that part. Yes, there are things as human beings that we should do, right? Take care of ourselves and work and eat healthy and things like that. But when it comes to we've done all that we can, this is the time where we need to have that balance. The balance is necessary. And I think we all need these gentle reminders that, yes, we're going to be worried because we're human, we're imperfect, and all of those things. But at the same time, if you've done all that you can, you've worked, you've handled, you've done as much as you can, then you have to learn to leave it where it is. Yeah. I know a lot of people don't get notifications, Shay. Yes, Shay. Hi, Eunice. How are you doing? Welcome in. Happy Wednesday to all of the Motivators family. Hope you all are doing absolutely amazing. So, I'm getting back to this conversation. I think that the majority of us, we worry about things, right? But it's that balance, like I was talking about, having balance and knowing when it's time for us to do things and when it's time to let go and to release, give it to God, give it to, letting people handle their own situation. That's why that balance part is so necessary. And I can tell you, because I am definitely a person that I am a worry wart, as they would call it. I worry about everything. I worry about myself. I worry about other people. I worry about all kinds of situations. And I myself need this reminder too, to worry not, And it says that in the Bible, to fear not and to trust God, because faith is more than just knowing God. It's trusting God when we don't understand, when we have to allow God to be God and to make moves and to open doors and to close doors. Hi, the garden. How are you doing? Welcome in. And that was one of the things that I'm still learning. I'm human, and I recognize that the majority of my motivators family as well, we're all human, and we need these reminders about it's time for us to pull back and to do what we can. And we also have to learn to not be like this savior complex. It's something that I struggle with, and I have to remind myself, and I have to petition God for that reminder to help me to remember that there's some things that I can't do, I can't fix, and it's not my responsibility to take care of grown people. That people are responsible for their actions and their behaviors. We can only do the best that we personally can do. And then that's when we have to say, I've done my best and now I have to let this go. Or there are some matters where we have to understand that us worrying about individuals that don't care about their own situation. So that's why that balance part is so necessary. It's essential, actually, for us to understand that we are worrying ourselves needlessly, you know? Yeah, the garden, you have definitely been missed. Um, One thing that I always have to remind myself of, there are some people that you worry about, you become consumed with it. I want to help, I want to support, because when we grow, when we heal, when we mature, we also want other people in our lives to grow and heal and elevate. But guess what? We're worried about somebody that doesn't want change. They don't want personal growth. And I hate to say this, but it's the truth. So many people aren't interested in growing, in healing, in maturing, in doing the right things because of immaturity or being selfish, being evil, because we're just going to say what it is. Some people are evil, toxic, manipulative, dysfunctional, jealous, and we could go on and on. We can't control what other people do. And that balance right there is so important. It's so essential for us to understand that I'm over here like sleepless nights, stressed out, blood pressure through the roof, crying about people who don't even care. So, this reminder is not only for my motivators family, for all of you, but it's also for myself, for me to be reminded that I can't worry about everybody and everything. I have to do the best that I can do. And that's the reminder, everybody. A gentle, loving reminder that we all need. You just do the best that you can. You do what is possible for you, but don't overextend yourself. Don't try to help and fix and support people who don't want to be helped, don't want to be supported, don't want to make changes in their life. Okay? um Shay says, sure is. Balance is necessary, and that's the key right there, Shay. Balance. Most of the time we don't have balance in our lives, and that is why it's key and it's essential to who do you have in your life. If you have healthy, if you have spiritual, if you have healed people in your life, they're going to encourage you to do the right thing, to take a step back, to think about yourself. But when you have people who are unbalanced, unreasonable, mentally ill, and toxic, they're always going to encourage you. No, do this for me. You should, or you have to. See, this is where we need to know our value. We need to know ourself, our situation, what we're capable of, and to not just stay in the space of worrying about people that don't worry about us. Because, like I always say over here on this channel, we must put on our own oxygen mask first. If you don't, if you're not breathing, if you're not taking care of yourself, if you don't keep yourself focused, if we get ourselves so consumed and distracted with worry, I'm worried about this person and that person, and then you take your eye off the target and you forget about one of the most important individuals, ourselves. You get so consumed with worrying about all of these people in your life, and who is focused on you, who's taking care of you, who's showing up for you, who's supporting you, who's loving you. And I really wanted this to be the reminder today. Hey, Real Odds and Evens. Hey, Sirius. How are you guys doing? Welcome to the Target. Yes. Some are comfortable in their state of being evil and toxic. And that is the point right there. So many individuals that we are worried about. And it could be your relatives, it could be someone you're dating, or even your spouse. It could be friends. Like I have these air quotes, like you guys could see me, friends, allegedly. So we must strike that balance when it comes to the people in our lives. Are these people helping us, healing us? Are we becoming empowered? Or are these people taking us down? Are they adding weight to our head, our heart? Are they holding you back from your purpose? See, there is the worry that we all need. We should have some worry in our lives because that's essential as an adult. You should be worried about how I'm going to pay a bill and, taking care of yourself and your situation. There's that sort of worry because that makes us responsible. But when we over worry, when we're overextending ourselves, or as they call these days, doing the most, so we have to be very careful about doing the most for everybody and completely emptying ourselves and forgetting about ourselves. We have to put on our oxygen mask. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to be responsible. We have to be reasonable because there are so many people who are in our lives that don't understand boundaries. They don't understand that you could be tired. You have things that you need to do in your life. So all of these people, all of these things that we worry about, the balance part, motivators, is what is important for us to worry about and what is needless, is frivolous, what is a waste of our time, effort, and energy. We each have to know that for ourselves. You have to know your situation. You have to know the people who are in your life. And are they good for me? Are they pouring into me, or are they always subtracting? That's the important part. Shay says, been there, Marlene. It's a place I will never go back to. We must protect our mental. Yeah, it's essential. It's essential to protect your mental health because if your mental health is not okay, you will not be okay. And what happens to people who are very positive and kind, supportive, helpful of other people, because you have such a big heart. And what people will do who are toxic, mentally ill, selfish, controlling, and jealous is they will want to consume all of your time, all of your money, all of your mental energy, and it will put a strain on your life. So you'll be worried so much about people who don't care about you. And that right there is not going to work. That's not okay, Motivators family. It's not okay to worry about people who don't worry about you. Why? Because we love ourselves. Yes, we can do kind deeds and do things for other people, but here is where you have to draw that line in the sand. This is where we have to make a separation. I will help, I will assist, but not when it's going to be that my mental health will become in a taxing situation. Like you feel like you can't even think right, or you feel so wonky, so out of it because you're so consumed with everybody else's problems that you forget about your own problems. And that is where you have to draw that line. Yes. Yes, Shay, that's right. Miss Eunice says, absolutely, absolutely. Um, yes, I'm doing great. Real odds and evens. I hope you are as well. Yes, it's so true. And Shay says they pretend well by using manipulation, and we must be careful. And that's why I have this channel to motivate, to inspire, to teach, to heal. And also, this is important. Hang on to these words, to empower every single one of you, ladies and gentlemen, because we get off track sometimes. We get off track, we lose our focus because people will do really good at saying the right words that we want to hear to manipulate us. And they'll love bomb us. Oh, I love you so much. I love you. Can you do this for me? Right? Everything that their love comes with those conditions. I love you if you do this, or I love you if you do that. But if you can't be supportive, if you can't show up, if you can't give them money, now you become their enemy. Now you become the enemy, the worst person. You've never done anything for you. So that love very quickly shifts into hate. And those are the ones that you need to identify. These aren't people who love you and care about you. These are people who are pulling and taking and subtracting. And I remember from the time I was a little girl, my dad always told me that if people in your life were always subtracting from you, taking from you, then you need to know the math. As they say now, the math is not mathing, it's not adding up. If you are giving more than you're receiving, that's not a healthy relationship. Not that it's going to be a tit for tat, I do this and you do that, because that's not how life goes. But there should be some sort of pouring into you. There should be, some encouragement, some interchange of love and prosperity and empowerment and growth. If you have relationships and you're not growing in the relationship, if they're not fortifying your mind, your heart, if they're not a support system, if they don't give you motivation and positivity, if you always feel like they're taking from you, or every time after you leave them you feel drained and your energy goes down, mm-mm. You have to cut ties with those people. You have to. That's all there is to it. Yes, Miss Eunice, absolutely. Thank you for dropping the member emoji, serious. I really appreciate it. Yes, Shay, it's pure manipulation, pure manipulation. And that's the name of the game. But the whole thing about it is that we each have to know our situation. We have to know our value. And that is the reminder that I want to give to all of you. You're valuable. You're worthy. You're enough. You have everything that you need, but you need to be reminded that I got to take care of myself. I got to put on my oxygen mask. I deserve to use my talents and my gifts. I don't have to be drained and give everything 100% of me, because if you're giving 100% of you by worrying, by showing up, by supporting everyone, what are you going to have left for yourself? Zero. And that's not going to work. So that's why I came live to remind my motivators family to stop giving 100% of yourself. Stop giving 100% of you. And I hear people say that all the time, about 50-50 in relationships. No, motivators, no, 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 there's no 50-50. Each person in a relationship should be giving their all, 100% of themselves. And if you find you're always the one to give 100% and you're never getting anything back, that's a relationship you need to cut ties with that person. You need to pull yourself back, because that's a person that's going to take until you either are your life gets ended. You become unalived behind it because of you can stress yourself out so much that you will no longer be here, or you'll develop some health problems. See, that is where the worry is not good. Hey, Miss Carol, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. And that is where there is no balance. See, and that's why I wanted to do this live today, talking about the balance between the healthy and the unhealthy. Okay, so I'm going to give you some characteristics of both. A healthy worry, it occurs in a response to a specific situation, motivated by a desire to prevent negative outcomes, and it often leads to a proactive problem solving and action. See, when it's unhealthy, it's excessive, it's frequent, it's persistent, and it also involves obsessive or negative thinking, and it can be about things that you have no control over. You see the difference between the two? The unhealthy, it's there's no room for you to breathe. You feel like you're drowning. You feel like your mental health, your physical health, nothing about you is doing well. There's no benefits for you, and that's not going to be okay, right? Sirius says 100. Yes, yes. Another benefit of the healthy worry, it fuels your motivation, and this is what I really want you guys to tap into. The healthy worry, it fuels your motivation. So some healthy worry is about preparing, studying for a test. It's going to help you to plan, take necessary precautions so that you can act as an emotional buffer, right? So it's making good outcomes so that you feel better. So all that prep work, planning, maybe planning your meals or planning for a test or work, doing good things so that it can be beneficial for you. But an unhealthy worry are the things that hinder your decision making. Maybe it's causing you physical symptoms like you feel so fatigued, irritated, stressed out. Maybe your heart beats so fast because the people stress you out because there's no pouring into you. It's all a negative impact. See, that's the very unhealthy worry. And it can negatively impact you because your overall well-being and happiness is on the line, and that's not okay. And that's not okay. Okay, I want you to remind yourself of that as well. It's not okay for me to always be fatigued and irritated and stressed out and hindered. And I want to say this about when it comes to worry. We'll be hindered sometimes because of the individuals in our life. We always feel like always have to put ourselves on the back burner because they're always asking, begging, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? And they worry you, they stress you out. That's not a good sort of worry. If you feel like you always have to put yourself on the back burner for other people, that's not healthy. It's not good for us. It's not pouring into ourselves. See, the healthy worry is in that planning. It's doing things preparing wise so that eventually we're going to see some benefit. We'll see some growth, some empowerment. It's like you're planning right now for maybe your retirement, or planning for maybe a vacation or something, or going to school in order so that you can get a better job, so it's going to benefit you in the future. Those are healthy things that we can worry about. It's doing things that's going to help us to lessen the load, lighten the load, so to speak, on ourselves. Hey James, how are you doing? Welcome. It's doing those things, is doing the planning, the preparing, And also, here is a thing that I was reminded of in therapy. It's very important for us to have this healthy sort of worry, and that is healing. And I know you may ask, like, how is healing a worry? It is because there are some things that maybe we worried about for many, many years. Maybe the people around us gave us that sort of anxiety, right? They stress us out about doing this and doing that. And we need to heal that. And those are the things that the planning, the preparing, is doing all of the prep work. And when you've done the best that you can, it's learning for us to take a step back and not trying to micromanage all the situations in our life. Okay? So I wanted to remind all of my motivators family, when you do the prep work, when you're doing the inner work, when you take time to pause and say, this is not healthy, maybe some people in your life, maybe some things that you're doing, we each have to learn that balance to not over worry about everything. This is where the prep work, this is where being an adult, this is where you've done the best that you can, and you have to learn to pull back. You can't fix everybody's life and situations. There's some things that is outside of our control, and we have to learn to let go and to release and to free ourselves of that. I'm telling you, that is one of the most freeing things that I have ever done in my life, giving myself the permission to say, I have to stop worrying about everything and everyone because it's going to make me sick. It will make you ill, worried about everybody in your life, worried about kids and this and bills, and worried and worried and worried to where you can't even sleep. You have insomnia because your mind is running 1,000,000 miles a minute because you just want things to be a certain way. So I'm giving you the advice from some of the experiences that I've had to go through in my life. I had to learn to stop trying to fix and control things. You may want things to be your way, but whatever is going to happen is going to happen. You can't control people, you can't control situations and time. People change, things change, life changes, and we just have to learn how to get on board with it. Yeah, you got to learn to get on board with it. That's a very important thing. Getting on board with change, boy, I'm telling you, it's one of the hardest things. And like today is a pretty hard day for my entire family. Today is 9 years since my dad passed away, and I promised myself for the first time in many, many years that I was not going to take today and consume myself with worry and fear and being sad and crying. I was going to take my all that energy that for worrying and being sad, and I was going to shift it into something positive. So what did I do? I gave back to people in my community. I went and visited one of my elderly friends, and supported and encouraged her. And I sat down, I journaled, I prayed, and I feel in a different space this year, and I feel that this is the strongest I have ever been since my dad passed away. I'm able to not only say his name, I'm able to say to other people today to be encouraged and to be empowered, not because I'm not sad and not because I don't miss him, but because today I feel empowered because the life he led caused me to be who I am today. And that has invigorated me today. I'm invigorated, and I know my value, my worth, and I feel strong in that today. And I'm grateful for having a father as a role model, teaching me how to be as a woman, to not be soft, to not give up, and to go for what is mine. So that's why I wanted to do this live stream today, to say to anybody who is worried about something, worried about bills, worried about people in your life, worried about changes, worried about things that's beyond your control, to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and remind yourself, I'm valuable, I'm worthy, I'm capable, I am enough, and I do the best that I can. See, that reminder will do everything for you. Remembering that you're doing the best that you can. And the people who care about you will understand the times where you need to pull back so that you can pour into yourself. See, that's a healing. Okay? That's a healing. It's a healing when you know those boundaries. I need to pull back in order to fill up my cup. I need to encourage myself. See, and one thing that I had to learn about needlessly worrying, I had to learn to start empowering my mind, reading positive material, empowering myself, speaking over my life, positive self talk. And that's what I chose that today. See, and that's why I say, motivators, family, mindset shifting is not just something that I say, it's what I live. I'm living that because for many years, though I chose to be positive, I was not applying that, making application in my life. I was allowing myself to go down this dark rabbit hole for days, sometimes weeks at a time. I was letting the grief consume me, the worry, the drama, the negativity, and wrapping it up in a ball and going into my own shell. So I wanted to encourage somebody today. Maybe it's grief. Maybe it's worried about bills. Maybe it's setting some boundaries with relatives or friends or whoever it is. But you got to make it apply to you and make some changes in your life. I always give that positive encouragement for you to know what you need to do for yourself and apply it to your life. So maybe you need to balance and maybe pulling back from always jumping and answering that phone call, or always making yourself accessible and available to maybe your children, it's your spouse, it's this person or that person, whoever it is in your life, setting that boundary. No, I'm not going today. I'm not going to. I can't. Say no because I need myself. So that's the reminder today, everybody. Remember yourself. Remember you're enough. Remember you're worth it. Remember you're capable. You're enough, but you have to apply that to yourself and remind yourself, I'm loved. I'm capable. I'm blessed. I'm enough. Okay? Remember that. And I know that there's such a heavy weight as an adult that we each carry, and every single person is different and has different obstacles in front of them. But the reason for this conversation is for us to not let ourselves become consumed with worry. Consumed, motivators family. See, I know about being consumed because I let grief consume me. And when people would say, give me the reminder, okay, take a break, take a vacation, I wouldn't listen to. I wasn't trying to hear that. But I can say that now in hindsight because I've allowed myself to apply my own advice. Is preparing. See, you know how like we say that there's the good and the bad about worry? I prepared my mind days ago for today that I was going to be positive today. I wasn't going to focus on the sadness. I was going to keep myself busy. I was going to pour into myself. I was going to remember the positive memories. See, and because I prepared myself, it changed how the outcome of my day today was. You see how, and we can apply that to so many things in our life. If you plan, if you prepare, if you know something is coming up and you're worried about it, you're overwhelmed. See, maybe you need to write down some things. What are the pros and the cons of this worry? What can I do and what can't I do? And when you focus on what you can do, see, you release yourself from all of that over worrying. Over worrying. Hey, Lara, how are you doing? And that's the thing, motivators, the over worry. And that's one of the things that I want to relieve you guys of that today. The over worrying, the doubting yourself, the stretching yourself way too thin. See, I know about that part. Doing too much, doing the most. We have to, that balance. Stop volunteering your time and your money and your energy. Don't give it away to everybody. One thing that we have to understand is that everybody doesn't deserve our energy, our time, access to us. Okay? Say no. Stand firm. Okay? And know your worth. Great reminders. Thank you. Yes, exactly. So I honestly wanted to come live and to say this to everybody. Whoever needs to be reminded, whoever is worrying today, I want to give you a reminder to give yourself a opportunity to say, I'm doing my best. How many of us are encouraging ourselves today? Say, I want you to put your hand way up in the air and say, I'm going to encourage myself today. I'm going to do the best that I possibly can. I will do my best and I will forget the rest. See, we're not going to go into the other space, the other side of the spectrum where we're over worrying, staying up late all night, thinking about this, that, and the other, this person and that person, or this person said or did something. We're not going to worry about other people's opinions and what other people want us to do and what other people expect from us. We're going to vibrate in the space of saying, I'm going to do what I can. I'm not going to pick up the burdens that don't belong to me. Yeah, here's a reminder to somebody, give people back their problems. It's not your responsibility to take up the responsibilities of other grown people. It's not your responsibility to fix their lives. It's not your responsibility to make other people happy. That's their inner work. That's their choice that they have to make. That's their responsibility. Yeah. Yes, Eunice, I will do my best and forget the rest. That's what I had to remind myself today. We can only be responsible for ourselves. We can't make other people happy. We can't make other people make good decisions. We can't fix people who are not mentally well. We can't make other people happy. We can't make people make better decisions or handle their money properly, and then we feel like we have to fix it. We have to take up their loads and burdens. No, we don't. No. No is a full sentence. It's not no and then maybe with it, the but. No. We are only responsible for ourselves. So, with all of that, remembering everything that we've talked about in today's topic, I want you to write down on a piece of paper. If you're watching in the replay or if you're here, take out a piece of paper. Maybe when you don't, when you're have some free time, I want you to write down some things that you worry about. I worry about this, this, and this. And I want you to put in categories of pros and cons. Is this benefiting me or is this hurting me? Because those are that's all worry does. It's either going to benefit you or it's going to be hurting you. So I want you to think about, what are some pros? What are some cons? What are some things that I'm worried about that is not benefiting me? And I want you to release yourself of those things. Stop picking up other people's burdens. Stop answering those phone calls. Stop giving your money away. Stop giving away your energy. Just stop. Just stop. Breathe. Relax. Give those problems to whatever it is that you believe in. Okay? For me, I say God. When I say I have faith, it means I have faith enough that I can give you everything that I know I can't change. I know I can't heal. I know I can't fix it, but I know that you know how to fix it. And I have to remind myself, because I'm notorious for saying I give this away and then I try to take it back. And then I have to remind myself, remember you gave that away. I go, oh yeah, I gave that away. So do it again. Okay, I give it back to you, even though I tried to take it back. But we all need reminders. We all need encouragement. And I want to end with a positive message, by saying, every single one of you has potential inside of you. Every one of you has a reason for being. Every single one of you has a reason, a purpose, talents. Every single one of you is enough, but we have to release. We have to free ourselves and stop stressing ourselves out, picking up everybody else's problems and responsibilities, and just do our best. Say no. It's okay. It's okay to say no. And the people who get upset that you've said no are probably not very good people to us. They're not benefiting us. Yes. Yeah, you're right, Lara. He wants us to never give up. And I want to say this message to anybody who feels so overwhelmed. I want you to take a deep breath and free yourself of it. It's not worth it. We'll be so worried about things. And what is the purpose of worrying about things that will put us in an early grave? What's the point of worrying about people who don't care about us? And we know it's the truth, but we don't want to admit it to ourselves. Why worry about people who don't worry about us, don't care about us? They're only using you, and you know that. And the same thing for me. I know that. So believe it. Believe who people are when they show that to us. Okay? So be encouraged. Every single one of you, be encouraged. And stop worrying about what you can't control, what you can't change, what you can't heal. The only thing that we can heal is how we show up, our response. Don't try to micromanage, try to fix what we can't fix. All you can do is do your personal best. Okay? Thank you so much, Miss Carol. That's all. All we can do is be our best. All we can do is love ourselves. And all we can do is be our best self. So that's the message that I wanted to give to you guys on this Wednesday. Be your best. Free yourself from stress, from anxiety, from worry, and give it away. I want you to be happy. But you have to want to be happy. You have to want to make good decisions. You have to say no and to mean it. We also have to stop enabling people. That's a part of what is very toxic. We have to stop enabling toxicity. We have to stop doing things for people and then complaining about it. We can do better, but we have to choose the better portion, the healthier portion, Some things that we may have been doing is not healthy. So, as always, motivators family, we can reset. We can mindset shift. We can show up in a positive way. We can say no. We can assert ourselves, and we can stop allowing other people in our lives to distract us. Don't let people distract you. You know who you are. You know what you want to do. Stay the course. Put on your own oxygen mask. Take a deep breath and show up for yourself. I want you to be your best self, your happiest self, but that can only happen when we stop worrying about things that we can't change and only worry about what that prep work, those good things, those healing things. Put in the work into those things that's going to fill up your cup and empower yourself and make yourself better. But we got to release the things that we can't change and the things that we can't control. All right? So, thank you all so much for tuning in to today's conversation. And I want you really to do some of that inner work, some of that healing. Put put those things behind you, beside you. Let it go. Free yourself. Why? Because you deserve to stop worrying. It's going to age you, stress you out, make you sick, stop you from having a good sleep. But we have to each do better, okay? Thank you all so much for tuning in to today's conversation and podcast. I really appreciate every single one of you. And I hope that there was something in here that gave some hope to you, that empowered your mind, that caused you maybe to think, maybe I need to reset. Maybe I need to do something that's healthier. So think about some of those things until the next time we reconvene. Okay? I wish you nothing but positivity, blessings, empowerment, and self love. Remember, to be your best, you got to do the best for yourself. All right? Sending you nothing but positive vibes and energy. I am Marlene Motivates, your life coach. Thanks so much for tuning in. Shout out to all of my mods in the building. Thank you so much, Sirius and Miss Eunice and James, Miss Carol. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Their content, Real Odds and Evens, Shay Love, Boss Life Online, a lot of amazing content creators, Lara. Thank you all so much for your support, and shout out to all of my amazing channel members. Thank you so much for supporting me month to month. I really appreciate you. If you want more member only content, join my channel membership. It starts at $1.99. Thank you all. Everyone have a wonderful rest of your day. Be encouraged, be inspired, and be yourself. This is Marlene Motivates, and I will see you on the next one.